You have to make this out. Hello, and welcome. Another episode, another day, another beautiful morning. Today I have Misha and Lizzard joining me. Welcome.
Hi, people.
Thank you. Hi.
How are you guys? Is it the morning where you're at? Is it nice? Is it sunny? Is it almost patch day? I think it is.
You go, Lizzard. Tell us.
Almost.
How's your
you
day?
you wouldn't believe me, but I have no sleep and I broke my back. I never told you this before, right? Like 2 weeks of almost no sleep. I'm suffering through n0tail. That's why, by the way, that's the answer you told me. You asked me.
Yeah. I see. That's what's wrong. I mean, NA breaks any back, I feel like, if you play.
Exactly. That's it. Like, they're too hard to carry, man. You can't.
That's hard.
And attempting communication is also something. What about you, Misha?
I mean, my morning is pretty evil. Like yesterday, when we recording yesterday, it was game against this Mighty on Rikimaru, and right now I'm watching Twitch clips, how like looking at his stone cold face while he killed 25 couriers in a row on Mighty.
Not even a smile, bro.
I'm extremely tilted. He kills like 5 couriers in a row, and he's like a maniac.
The vicious cycle that occurs with
Get the Veno one.
This
Can't keep happening.
is that like he stops dust and sentries.
Why do they show his face every time?
I mean, waiting for that obscene phrase you're talking about.
By the way, I heard that in their country, Mighty or in the region even is like super popular streamer or something. Not sure if you know anything about it, but I heard he's like ultra popular, like 10k viewers per stream, something like that popular. Like the most media.
What's the nickname again?
OG Mighty, but I'm not sure. I just heard it from somebody. Don't know much about the scene. So yeah, he's a legend basically. Ruined my morning.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just seeing some Reddit posts of rampages on Ricky. I open. Where's the rampage? He's sniping couriers. All right. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching. I was thinking, damn, like, how can you let this happen? How could you let so many couriers die? Like, when is it going to be enough? You know? I think he didn't even find it funny. That's why he's not smiling. He's like, guys, what the fuck? Like, what are you? I'm scared, you know? Like, are we losing because I'm killing couriers?
I have no idea how communication was at the game. I wasn't in the game. Like, I would talk to the boys after, and we they discussed all of other things. Like, there was a lot to discuss. But
you didn't mention the courier kills. You were like, yeah, I'm not gonna mention that. Yeah.
No, I didn't yet. It was a pretty tilting evening. I mean, I just didn't want to strike them while they're laying. So, like, once I had a game with OG that, like, literally the same almost happened. I don't know if Jochen remembers or so. Maybe it was, like, some random game in tournament, but, like, we literally also lost, like, 20 couriers, maybe also to Riki, most likely to Riki, or something like that. And I'm, like, remember how insanely tilted everybody is. And I just think the reason why they don't do anything to the couriers, like, why they don't change the path is, like, they're so insanely tilted that they're like, oh my god, another girl, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna kill you, or I'm gonna kill, like, something, I don't know, like, I mean, it's the tilts that builds up, like, another courier dead, he doesn't change the path, and it's just tilt. Like, yeah, basically, it's ultra mental damage, I'm sure. Like, they didn't say to me, but it has to be crazy mental damage.
Emotional damage. Yeah. Who was the last guy that did that? Was it maybe next time, right? Like, was it Boston Major? Was he hunting couriers?
Bone 7, I don't know.
Bone 7, maybe. I think he was hunting couriers.
Definitely had a lot of courier kills,
right?
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
But I don't know if this is true. I heard somebody say that this was a new record.
I'm sure it's a new record.
I'm sure it is as well.
Like,
they should add new stats versus OG couriers per minute, you know, something like that.
For sure.
So I remember back in 2018 when there was only one courier, the ethics were different, you know? The way people like behave with one courier is so much different than now. Like now it's just your own shitty little, you know, donkey that keeps going back and forth with your stuff. You don't care. It dies, like you just feed a bit of money to the enemy team and you take whatever wait time you need to take. That's just on you. People, I don't know. It's funny because now there's not this directly shared responsibility, and I guess it's also less important that the courier dies than back then. But people are so much more careless. It's quite evident. Of course, the courier is slower. You don't have all these things that you used to have, but still, the couriers don't really have to die if you take certain paths or if you choose to, you know. But I've had so many old moments too in like old OG where people like it just builds up like the pressure cooker. Where it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how can this happen? Yeah. So. Oh, that's funny. Well, I hope you guys are over it for today's game, because today you're playing Tundra. Today we're recording, but yeah, it's. I don't think anyone will ever get that many Courier kills ever again. And if it is, I hope it's not OG or versus OG.
It would be hilarious and ridiculous if it was us again.
I guess it's the best Courier killing hero now, right? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean,
Probably.
half of the game he one-shotted Courier with tricks of the
Yeah.
trade, and second half of the game it just 2 hits, and it does 2 hits, so no problem.
Couldn't PA blink to the courier at some point or something like this? Some heroes could blink to the courier.
Oh, there are still many interactions.
You can still blink to it with blink strike and stuff.
Do you remember that there was? Could you heal with the dazzle? You could, right? Like there was a dazzle bomb at some point.
I think
I
so.
think you can still grave and heal the Courier.
Nice.
Yeah,
There you go. You guys should pick dazzle next time. Just follow the couriers.
Flying couriers surround the guy. They'll come from the woods. Like someone's gonna do it now. Honestly, it's not good if you execute it. You just blow people up. Like oh my
Heal
God.
bombs.
Flying heal bombs.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are we at in the world? I mean, there's a Dota patch coming up, and there's DreamLeague being played. Or is there something else you guys have in mind right now?
I had big question.
Yes.
The match fixing scandal in CS. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you didn't read it all because like it's
there's a lot to read. But I read quite a bit of it. But yeah,
it's quite a boring reading because like original is the video and it's very well made and good.
And it's a lot about evidence, right? Like how the evidence is acquired and how it was like infiltrated.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I will be super careful because right now, like 50 or 70% of the players that got accused of cheating, they came up like, yo, you can't prove shit, even though you have like something that proves something. It's not like a complete evidence of my bank account, like getting money or something, like they don't care. So not gonna blame anybody, but like one moment that was the highlight of the video for me is like how Ghidra was playing a game and they had 2 different parties at the same time, like in the team.
Fighting
one
for different.
for 2 suppers, two suppers for match fixing to win the game, and 2 cores carry an offlaner. Oh, no. Carry and mid laner, I think it was.
We're fighting to lose.
We're fighting to lose.
Another 2 to win.
We're fighting to lose at the same game, in the finals of the tournament. So basically, cores go in, they fit like crazy, and suppers come and they're like safe and like, oh no, we bet the match, we need to win. Imagine this, and here on top of this, there is a flaner that knows nothing about what's happening, and he's like, holy shit.
You're joking me, dude. No way.
It's like some crazy next level stuff.
Just imagine being that offlaner. You don't know what the fuck is going on.
You could make a movie about this game. What the fuck?
And it happened recently, like 5-6 months ago.
I thought this was only in pubs. Like this is like pub mentality, you know? Like this happens every day. But wow,
literally fighting to lose and to win at the same game.
I don't know what the offlaner says. What do you say as offlaner? Like, guys, what
the fuck?
Let me in on one of them, you know?
I think they ended up losing to course concept.
Of course. What can you do?
Yeah. That's fine.
Wow.
Yeah, you go.
I mean, it's crazy, right? Like I'm from Bosnia. It's not much better than Ukraine, than Russia, than all these Eastern European countries, right? Like there is always some temptation to go in that way, right? When you're just coming into the scene, it never crossed my mind. Like I never wanted to do it. And even back then, it was like, what were our tournaments? What were our salaries? Like our salary was like maybe $500 or something. You know, we were getting nothing for it. But I always heard stories, and you know, like
Same.
Some hush hush. Yeah, I think that guy might be, or that guy might be, but it's insane. I don't know. Like the competitive drive. Why are you? My point of view was always like this, bro. If you're gonna fucking do this, if you're gonna like match fix, just go get a job. You know, like your goal
because it becomes about the money, right?
It's about the money. Yeah, your goal obviously is not to be the best. You're eventually gonna get banned or something. So just go out, get a job, get a normal job, do something else.
I wonder how it goes here, because I mean, Misha, correct me if I'm wrong, but apparently it was very complicated according to some of the accused people that, or also some people who were commenting that there's a level of violence and threat and physical threat that if you don't do it, you're also just gonna get fucked up. So I can see that if I was 16, 15 years old and this shit was going down, it adds a layer to it where it's like, of course, it's not just this one individual's fault, right? If that's how it is, and it's not really about the money, it's about not getting killed or not getting beat up.
Yeah, I mean, there are many layers to it. Like, of course, I'm not defending or anything, but I've also been hearing like those stories like ever since I started playing. And what about you, Johan? Because most likely you also heard like about this stuff like even 10 years ago, like that something is happening. I don't know, because like it's always been here, like while betting was there.
I mean, to be honest, I never thought that I encountered much of it. I mean, I'm trying to look back and remember some game that was maybe like really fishy or like too easy. Yeah. But I was never in a team where this was ever like a topic, as in, we joined an org and the org was like, don't bet on anyone. Of course, don't bet on yourself. That's a granted, but like, don't even bet on other teams and whatever, like stay away from because of inside information, blah, blah, blah. And it never crossed any of the teams that I was on's minds, as far as I'm aware. Now I'm thinking like, did we lose and somebody had something to get? No. So to me, I don't know if I managed to like avoid it or it wasn't part of like the teams I was playing against, like at all, ever. Of course, there's history, and then there's like, Solo, who's still an amazing Dota player who I'm really happy is a Dota player, but he was involved in shitty, stupid decisions back then, Should people be forgiven? I think some things can be warranted a second chance, all depending. Like, you would have to take it case by case. But on one hand, I say, fuck all cheaters, fuck all this stuff. I'm about the competitive spirit. And if you're really out there damaging in big time, like, I think you're going to get isolated. You're going to get, you're going to be the outcast, And I think that's fair. I think that's how the world works and how life works. And sometimes if things are more complicated, or if it's like a really like a minor fuck up and it's your first, I can also see like how sometimes second chances can be warranted. But as for like, that's my very gentle side, I guess. Because on the other hand, I also think like fuck all cheaters, like people who cheat with even the smallest intent, knowing that what I'm doing is wrong and I'm cheating. It's like, dude, you're such a pussy. You're such a pussy, dude. Like, oh my god. Because the whole point is the competition, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But I guess maybe if you're 15, 16, and you heard that some bully is going to break your legs or arms. It's
a different story.
Yeah, there are some maybe excuses, but...
you go.
No, like overall, for Johan, I think that he was also always like, you transitioned from Han straight into Fnatic or something like that, right? If I remember. So you were always like, in the big leagues. You didn't have the grind through the tier 7, tier 6, tier 5 teams, through
where a lot of it goes on, right? Like I think most of it goes on.
Yeah. That's it.
I mean, I can't ignore also the human factor. Of course, like rigging the competition is wrong and is bad, but also understanding and what Lizzard said, like about like salaries in Bosnia and those countries, like how people live. Like in reality, you just end up being like tier 2, tier 3 player. And for example, you kind of feel that you have no future. And from what I heard, like how people think and stuff, like I think they just feel like, okay, I'm not gonna pursue this Dota career for much longer, or I have a feeling I will not break in. And they're just like, okay, I'm gonna be doing this shit until they ban me, and then I just go into my life with some money. I mean, that's the
It's
real logic.
very sad, but at the same
It's
time,
reality.
it's logical. I
It's
understand
reality.
the logic. Yes, it's reality. I
They
understand.
just understand their value. Like, okay, I'm top 500. I'm trying for 10
yeah.
years. What can I do?
Hopefully there will be another thing in life that excites you and that you could eventually make a great living from. But at the same time, I think it takes time to become good at anything. So, I think you're kind of wasting your time making some money then on match fixing instead of like working on some qualities of yourself, or also believing in yourself. Like, because, Solo, because at some point maybe he didn't believe enough in himself. And now look at him. Like, I've copied him. So many players have copied him, look up to him as a Dota mind.
Yeah,
it would have been really
sense.
sad to lose that, but yeah,
it's really.
I agree with you also on that point, Misha.
I feel like you're selling your future, right, for some small gain at the moment. That's it. Like, you're gonna get $1,000 or something, but you're investing so much time in Dota at the same time, right? Like, this game isn't even if you're throwing, even if you're playing in these, you still have to get invited to these teams, right? And that still requires a lot of practice. You have to be like high MMR. You can. I don't know, man. Time invested versus value gain, it just doesn't add up.
But this poor offlaner dude who's out there living his dream, trying to fucking become a better Dota player, he's caught in this middle of one guy trying to lose, one guy trying to win. That's so funny, dude. But yeah, it's really sad for people that get dragged into it unwillingly. Like that. Like, that's a real sad situation when you're actually out there trying to get good and you get caught in the crossfire because your teammate's a weak pussy. Yeah.
I mean, also in this video was kind of explained like, okay, you do it first time, it's a mistake, but then, like, for example, there are two outcomes. You either do what you've been told to do, like, for example, you need to lose, and you're trying to lose, and, for example, you didn't lose in the end, and then you get in debt. And this video also explained it. And the debt means that you either have to 3-2-2 again and fix it and bring all the money back, or basically, for example, if you want to get off the hook, I'm afraid it's not bully from the other school. They just hire some people in the internet and they hurt you. And it's a very cruel system, and people got caught up. Like, imagine you're 16-year-old, 17-year-old, and like, you didn't manage to lose, and now like your life is fucked, and you're on the hook, and they do whatever they want with you. They can make you 3-2 for like years. So yeah, it's
that's fucked
mafia
up.
Mafia stuff.
Yeah,
like,
rough.
really scary.
Oh well, I mean, I hope things get sorted one way or another. I think it's a natural process that people will always get banned, and I guess as long as there's states for it, like states in the world, then people always get tempted and pressured into it. But yeah, what can I say? At least I think our game on the European side has been very clean and very pure, and then in the top or tier 1. There's not been a lot of cheating, not been a lot of match fixing. There was like a few incidents of like macro on an alchemist at Frankfurt Major. That was so funny.
Yeah, what was it?
Is one of the South American players. He had a macro for armlet toggling.
Oh shit!
Damn.
And then he was like, "I didn't know it's illegal." I've been using it. He said, "I've been using it for a while. I used it beyond the summit or something too." It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Shut up, man.
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I didn't know it was illegal. I'm like, oh yeah, really? Okay, you get to click once. I have to click twice.
I mean, it's crazy that someone is gonna even go into, I don't know, a tier 1 tournament, and just still use hacks. Like, what the hell? Yeah, it's normal. It's normal. It's just some console input, that he put in there. There's nothing wrong.
Anyone can do it. It's not cheating, right? Yeah. There's a lot of things to talk about when it comes to DreamLeague. I think I wanted to get both of you guys' opinion on a few things, like the tournament format, how the tournament is, and how you enjoyed it so far, state of Dota. Lizzard, tell me, you go first.
Come on, man. I'm literally... Besides random courier rampages here and there, I'm just waiting for the new patch. I've been enjoying DreamLeague. I mean, there's a lot of games, right? So that was kind of fun. Like, it's just the first couple of days, it was just a massive amount of games. But I told you that I'm not getting any sleep. I literally slept for two hours before this podcast.
Mhm.
That's because of NA. I'm not playing in NA. I'm not that insane. I'm like PGL put me on Division 2 NA cast, which is actually better than playing. But because of it, like I'm up until 8 a.m. Then I fall asleep. I catch some replays, highlights from DreamLeague. So
I see.
Yeah.
So you're not getting the live experience.
I'm not getting it. Yeah, the best way.
But what are you're waiting for the patch? You said you're tired. You're tired of what you're seeing. You're tired of what we have.
Dude, do you know what I've been doing the last week as well? Like, I'm literally playing Dota on a Steam Deck. I'm done.
No, it works on Steam Deck.
It works, yeah.
I played once.
Yeah.
It worked.
Wow,
I'm winning, dude.
It's an Dota or what? Wait, no, it's European.
But dude, I can see like minus the item part. Like playing Bristleback must be really chill on a Game Boy.
Okay, so I found that the best heroes to play are heroes. So last hitting and denying is the worst for me. Like I still don't know how to deny. I played 20 games.
I see.
Because I ain't about to go and read the guide and shit. So I just play and I learn the controls, right?
You can just force attack, right? Like you can just play with force attack. Like so, every right click is deny.
Yeah, that could be it. But
Yeah, it could help.
You have attack basically, and you have to kind of navigate the creep to the center of the screen that you want to hit, right? That's how it works. So it's a little bit difficult. But if you're playing like Phoenix, if you're playing like Clockwork, if you're playing Primal Beast, these heroes don't give a fuck. You know, you just run around and you press spells. That's it.
Sounds like the hardest heroes to play
Yeah, I
ever
was
on
gonna
controller.
say.
No.
Phoenix sounds
Some
like
diagonals
nightmare.
and
No. It's. I mean, I might have played a little bit too much on Steam Deck. But basically, back to your question, like I'm so sick of the patch for the last 2 years that I'm reinventing Dota for myself. You know.
I see.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Back
also
to playing
tried.
on two PCs.
I don't know if you know, you can play Dota on PC on controller, by the way. Like I also tried this. Yeah, I'm playing. Immediately as you like move this thing, it immediately activates the interface of controller in Dota right now. Like if you're gonna go into Dota, yeah,
For
if
real?
right
It's
now
compatible.
you open Dota right now, you connect this thing and you just move it once, and you immediately get the whole interface changed to controller, and you play right now, and you can switch in the middle of a game, and I do switch. Like
And
when
this
I'm
is
getting
movement?
stomped. Yeah.
Left analog is movement.
This is
For the
how you
hero?
move, like something like aim camera, I don't know, like this thing means like you can start using a spell, something like basically full
Imagine
playable.
playing Bloodseeker with like full first on this, like a racing game. Yeah, dude.
You can
That would be fun.
you can roll better with Pango. Trust me. You know.
Oh yeah. Play Rocket League all of a sudden.
That's fine. I mean,
You can find all the better angles, better ways to get stuck on the cliffs, you know, like with the pangolier. There's always. I feel like I'm getting stuck more with the controller, by the way. Like,
But it's just sad to me. Like we're 2 years in, and now people say, "Dota with controllers." I missed the patch too. So Misha, tell me, what about the state of the game? How are you?
yeah, gonna start with the state of the game, switch to DreamLeague. I mean, first of all, patch is great. Love it. I don't care what you think. I would keep playing on this patch forever. Like, super nice patch. I understood that. Don't want to learn it again. But yeah, I guess a few days.
It will come. Yeah.
Yeah, it will come. Nothing you can do about it. And it's gonna be all chaos, fun, and games. And people who are smart, flexible, or lucky gonna find ways. Like, or maybe it will actually be luck, for example, like, you know, heroes, they have hero pools, like recently, like also about the hero pools. I noticed like 5 years ago, like I was watching Dota, everybody was trying to play everything. Right now, it's so much about like making your hero pool smaller, playing like 5-6 heroes nonstop. We have like few players like that in our team, but mainly we all try to play a lot of heroes. But when we play some teams like Entity, Tundra, like we see that like they really will never pick a hero that wins a game if they haven't practiced it, or if it's not a signature. For example, Oracle wins the game, never will pick it on Fishman. Like, we need something besides Cloak and Dank, not gonna pick like something like that.
Yeah, because they feel like they won't execute with the strat.
I mean, for sure, I'm talking to those people and stuff, and I don't know, it hasn't been like that before. I thought main consensus was like, if you're good at Dota, you understand mechanics, you play different roles, you play Dota, you will be able to play on game-winning hero like here and there. but I guess stakes are so high, DPC is so punishing for losses. I don't know. What do you think, Jochen, like about that?
Oh, what you just said, I think the last words you just said is very relevant because the DPC, the way it works now, I think it's harder to throw people off with stuff. So it's better to focus on like a strong execution than a strong surprise. Or like, you know, of course you want to have strong execution with the surprise, but it's not always, sometimes it's a trade. Very often I went to big tournaments and you find game winning pick, you lose. And you're like, with more practice or with more routine on this as a team, this would be easy. It would be our game, but because you don't have it. So it's a question from 10 years ago, I think the same.
Yeah.
It's like, is it worth, you know, going for it? Will the team understand? I think some teams will be really good at this. It's like Wings did this all the time. Like they never stopped. They never stopped to practice one hero. You know, maybe Blink had a less hero pool than the rest, but other than that, they had like such a massive hero pool. And as a team, if you see Dota in a certain way and you practice also adapting, I think, no problem. You can be a team of surprise, you know, also. I think OG had a bit of this because it also depends on how you draft a bit. Like if you're drafting for a strong surprise later, or if you're drafting to counter kind of stuff. But it also comes with the age of the patch. If the patch is new, I mean, bro, there's surprises every week, you know, like every day is bigger surprises. Now it's much more stale too because of the DPC, because stakes are high every week. Stakes are high multiple times every week for now. It's 3 weeks, but it used to be more.
Last season was a bit longer, right?
Yeah. So it's a little bit of a sad system for like more frequent surprises and like more frequent innovation, I think, as in, I like the more frequent patches and like frequent shakeups of things because I'm super excited also like for a new patch, you know. I'm so beyond excited as just a spectator, just to see new stuff. As a player too, of course. Maybe as a drafter I'd be less excited, like you're saying, because you know
you gotta reinvent the wheel, everything.
But the work overtime.
You're gonna go through this process of like first pick is better, no second pick is better, no we need to do this, we need to do that. It's like one day the world works like this, next day works like different.
You know, like you mentioned Entity and all these guys, but it's also because of the way they are, like the kind of players they are. I feel the same way because I'm the same. If you're Stormer, like he was rank 1 or whatever, he played what 3 heroes. I was rank 1. I played 3 heroes. You know, it's like you fall into this group where you feel that you're really comfortable with, right? And then later on, like expanding it is difficult because you never feel as good. Like you have 2,000 games on one hero. Like how are you gonna tell me that I'm gonna be just as good on a hero that I played 50 times? You don't believe in that, you know. As a player, you don't believe in it, so you feel more comfortable playing instead of just spamming the same shit.
I get it. I mean, facts.
Facts. Mine is some things almost. I mean, my puck is not what it used to be. I still have more puck games than I think like most of the
No, I have 600 games on Tinker recently played. Like even though I won, it was 1-9 is the most horrible. Like can't hit a laser, can't hit a rocket. Like I can only hit few last hits. Like that, it's all crazy, absolutely crazy.
Just spam Shiva now, man. It's all good.
I mean, this stupid trick, I think it was always in Dota, but right now everybody abusing it, that you can use like Shiva while you're arming, and then you get this double Shiva, and you see like this is so broken, like what the fuck, like, they're abusing it like so hard.
I just follow the guide and use my one-click macro, and everything works on its own. I don't know what you guys are doing. I'm getting lots of MMR.
Same with my Skyrat. You should see my mouse. It's everywhere.
I mean, basically I was answering about a bit of patch and DreamLeague. Also, well, you said like every week right now there's going to be a big surprise and stuff because new patch. But honestly, right now living in this tournament is so long, like this one, right? And meta constantly changing here. And for example, I can go to bed like with thoughts like, okay, I understand meta, doing first pick imba, something else is imba, and then I wake up and like I'm looking at how people played, how they opened against each other, results, and I realize, okay, now this hero is no longer afraid of this hero. It counters everything. Now I can pick it early, and basically the whole meta is changed, and I have to tell to team like, yo guys, forget all this shit. Like now new race, like it's all new. Like it doesn't matter. Everything doesn't matter just because one hero can win one lane now that I thought he would lose. Now the whole dynamic has to shift, and it happens every 2 days on this DreamLeague. So like it's still super stressful. Like a new patch anyway.
Yeah. I mean, there are some things that I think are changing, like you're saying. Some things I think are changing less is like Doom looks so fucking broken, dude. Looks so hard to stop.
Why didn't I ban it? Get fired. Oh, my boss noticed I didn't ban Doom. My bad.
Oh my god.
We had all with first pick Doom. I know you.
But also throughout the tournament. But yeah, you're right. There's some quite a few changes up. Like sometimes Wisp gets ignored. Sometimes it goes in second phase. Sometimes it's in first phase right away. Sometimes Lesh looks really good. Sometimes it's awful. Anti-mage, a lot of AM, looking like a comeback hero. So this patch obviously still has things to offer. But I guess, I mean, part of it is like the human thing. Like people will keep picking the same things and like stay within meta and stay comfortable, or like quite a bit. But now we do have a tournament, and it's showing us different sides. But still Beast Prophet. Beast Prophet Doom.
Yeah. There's Rubik and Enchantress, right, as well. Like from the supports, they're picked a lot, banned a lot.
Yeah. I wonder if Chen will ever make it back with all the stuff that's happening, if they're not going to do some changes to jungle or his skill set.
Something new. He needs. This first spell or third spell is outdated. It has to be replaced. Like this is a dog shit spell. Like you can't have like this 1 HP aura, 1 armor aura on real hero in Dota. Like
it sounds like a small creep you would dominate. You know, like a small creep should give you that, not him.
You are flag creep actually.
Yeah, there you go.
By the way, when are we dropping this? After the patch releases already in 4 days, so I can talk about all the beta heroes.
No, we're planning to drop it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, shit. Because I just gonna say it without
tomorrow,
naming specific heroes.
I meant Tuesday, sorry, but
Tuesday.
yes,
Tuesday. Whatever.
So you can speak. The meta is gonna change anyway. You know, in 2 days it's gonna be completely different.
For sure. I mean, I would name the heroes I want, but right now, like when the patch is going on for so long, it always like for example, like last TI that you played, Jochen, it was the same. It was the meta for like the same amount of time. Also, 2 years or 1 year and a half, like literally the same meta. Yeah. And when it comes to this, like teams, they instead of picking different heroes, for example, enemy picked offlaner, Doom, I don't know, for example. And instead of picking different heroes to counter it, they stick to the smallest hero pool of imba carries that they believe in, and they just try to itemize better, skill better, strafe better, every single strafe, do like those small details better. Pick another sub that will change the dynamic. So basically, that's why I feel like it's also the most high-skilled Dota, maybe. Like, it's not the most creative Dota, but it's the most high-skilled Dota, because here, to outplay, you have to actually play the losing matchup and win. Like, this is what it takes to win on DreamLeague. And you throw your players and others, like, they do it a lot. Like, you just have to throw, I don't know, anti-mage into Beast, and anti-mage has to win. And I don't care, and he has to win, even though Beast is Beast favored. And it's very high-skilled. It's very high-skilled.
I mean, Dota has been like this in the past too. Like, depending on how you draft and what team you are, like, to force your win condition. I remember when we picked Naga, or we picked Luna ST, like when it was Luna ST meta or something like this. Yeah, you show like the biggest part of your hand, but you tell them that I don't care, I'll beat you anyway.
That's the thing right now. Yeah.
So I think it's very high skill. It's also a beautiful part. I am so excited for what's going to happen in 4 days. So like, because if the patch drops and it's going to be straight into major group stage, you know, it's going to be, it's quite intense.
Look at Misha's face.
Yeah, we're both here watching, like, people are fucking, what's going on? And then the people inside are like, no pressure. Just
win. Don't make mistakes anymore.
But I feel, sorry, do you get the same vibe that I'm sure the heroes are going to change, right? Like the broken heroes are going to get nerfed, whatever. But I feel like the map might change, the economy might change in the game. Like,
I mean, let me link you this other thing from Reddit today, so we can look it over together again. Because I have a feeling that this might be shit patch.
It's us three right now.
The thing is, I think people will lose their shit. Like, I think pro players will lose their shit. Like, everybody will.
Yeah.
If it's not good, if it's not like if it's another small patch, oh my god, dude! I think because the last time it was such a debate too. Workham is like, "Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go!" Just kidding, it wasn't that big. We're gonna see you guys again in April 20.
Yeah, that was rough.
Plus, it's 420. I don't even know if those guys will be awake in Seattle. You know?
Definitely should be an off day in Seattle.
Yeah. It's a spiritual day, or what's it called, like a holiday. Yeah. No, but I hope that it's going to be a big patch. I hope it's going to change neutral creeps. I hope it's going to change the map. I hope they're going to move Roshan, even if it's like 2 centimeters. I don't care. I hope it's going to be
in a
like
pit once again.
Yeah, flip the way the pit goes, or like, I don't know, like change the mid lane again just for the fuck of it. Like change how things work. I get it that it might be really hard for the guy who has to redesign the terrain because, dude, to be this guy, oh my god, like you get a phone call and it's like 9 a.m. You think your day is good. It's like, Brian, it's happening. Like, no, not this shit again. We have like another 3 terrains. Like, fuck. But I don't know. I want like big changes. I think everybody does.
Yeah, you know what? There's only one thing that I'm worried about when it comes to these big changes, because I've witnessed a lot of my friends and like people that are casual players, casual Dota enjoyers, right? When the map changes significantly, when a hero that's too crazy gets added to the game, they stop playing. You know,
don't they just whine? They just whine and come back 1 week later, right?
Eventually they do come back, but it's like it pushes.
This is what Seb does too, you know? Like he whines, like and it keeps coming back.
Like it pushed my brother away. When 7-0 came out, it was like, it's not my game anymore. It's like too much. So I don't know. Some of them definitely get pushed, but because some of the biggest games that are around forever, they never change, right? Like, when was the last patch in chess? Like 100 years ago or something?
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, but I like the freshness and I like the change. And I think it's part of what excited me to Dota is that we had like 80 heroes when I started playing, I think. And now we are over 100 something. That is more dynamic than other games. Otherwise, I would have chosen backgammon or chess or something. You know, I really wanted like ultimate static. But I like the dynamic, and I also like the way that they were doing it. So I hope it doesn't turn into what Misha was saying before about like practicing and perfecting things. I hope it doesn't turn into this like very rigorous thing where it's very close to being the same, or like people have studied each other so much and things have been the same for so long that you're reaching like end meta or end game meta of some sort. I would much prefer that. It's like, dude, we're playing, pink elephants, and these fucking guys, they only play this Venomancer. I don't understand what it is. Like, do you want to play against it, or should we ban it? It's like, I don't know what the fuck he's doing, you know? Like, this is what I really like about Dota, is like, you have this uniqueness and individuality that comes out from the depth of the game. So I wanted to keep being so deep and that people struggle to understand.
Yeah, I like your point because like there's only one problem that I see. It's like this depth can be defeated by 2 ways. Either the patch is way long, right? Like it's like 2 years, like we have it right now, or you're having like a huge amount of games in a short span. So it's like machine learning, right? Like there's just way too many games. You're seeing too much data, and then you're learning. Yeah, right? That's also happening here, right? And I can't,
because the DPC is what you're saying.
Yeah, but I can't say no to that because it's been good for me, right? And being a caster is better in the DPC seasons than before. But it does provide teams. I mean,
like I'm sure that there's a way where you can earn a lot of money, especially in Europe, as in like as a whole unit. You know, as Dota in Europe is a great entertainment source. A lot of people still watch. A lot of people want to watch. I think you could still have very successful events that don't have 3-week group stages. Because what happens with the 3-week group stages is with that many games is that the meta is less. It gets pushed much more.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do this in 1 week, it's very explosive, and you bring out all your best weapons every time.
Yeah.
You don't have as much time to hone it or fine tune it. So again, it becomes much more erratic, explosive, which is very cool. I think as a competitor, but also as a spectator, I really enjoy that. And I would rather just have 2 events instead of 1. DPC season, I'd rather just fit it in with 2 events that were done differently, personally. But I think there's a way that DPC can also be done in a way so it's much cooler, much nicer, and maybe more compacted still. Mm-hmm. And no less money is also the point. Like there doesn't have to be less money involved for everyone involved. Like I think that's a system.
Good advice.
Good.
Keep
Nice.
going.
No, keep going. Johan is investing in next DPCs. Let's go.
Bro, I don't want to go back to this because this was the early episodes of the show. It's a lot of it turns very negative, but there is a way to, have it done really well in Europe. It's not being done the best way. It hasn't been done the best way for years. And when COVID started, we really tried to put something really nice on stack something up nicely, but DPC kind of shafted the idea, and now we're still here with the ability and motivation to do things better. But hey, you guys are playing DreamLeague. I think it's still things are cool right now. I mean, we've been talking for a while. We didn't really get to touch on DreamLeague standings and who you guys think is top contenders. And we got over the first group stage, so 8 teams already eliminated.
I could start. I mean, also feeling that, first of all, think about all the teams. It's not only DreamLeague. Every single team played DPC into DreamLeague. So it's a long run, and the break was super little. And on the previous podcast, I told you we played Pinnacle Cup. We lost in 2 games. We won 1 series, lost immediately next one. And we also did have a break. It was our 2-3 days between DPC and DreamLeague. We were playing also every day. And basically, it feels like a battle of exhaustion. I think a lot of teams are tired. We are playing from home, but some teams, they had to fly. They had to fly very long distance to come to the bootcamps. I have no idea how good are the bootcamps, but it's not the thing that you plan or you want to do. Obviously they would prefer to play from home, but they have to fly right after the DPC and then start again, and they play. And teams are already on the grind for 2+ weeks non-stop Dota, and they have to show their best every single day. And most of the days there were even 2 officials per day, not even 1. And I mean, I feel like people we play against are tired. I feel like my team is also a bit tired, but it's gonna be a huge motivation battle, energy battle, because the tournament is still going on, and it still will keep going. It only started.
I wanted to talk about this real quick. Yeah. What is this? I'm trying to remember, Lizzard. Maybe you have a better memory than I do. Has this ever been done in Dota? 1 group stage, 2 teams of 8 into 1 second group stage of 1 team of 8 into playoffs?
I can't remember. I don't recall.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. It's
kind of an evil prank to have this long TPC and then it's okay, guys, you're ready for something.
Let's go even longer. But that's, I mean, when I first heard of what they're doing, in DreamLeague, I heard of it. It's not just a tournament; it is another league. So you are going from one league into the next, basically.
Yeah, kind of makes sense.
That's how it feels. DreamLeague.
DreamLeague.
Yeah, there we go. For real now.
For real now.
Nice one. Now we're just gonna explain to the guys it's a league and they don't have to be tired anymore.
You guys don't understand, but another group is gonna be played by all the loser teams. It's coming.
Yeah. Okay.
But
now go on.
No, just there's a lot of Dota happening, right? And for me, that's I completely share your sentiment. Sometimes there's only even back in the day, there's Secret playing versus Nigma, and it racks in 80,000, 100,000 viewers every single time. Or OG playing versus someone. There's only so many times I want to watch that series, in 3 days. It's not really El Clasico if it's happening every single day.
Yeah. Well, now you're going to have Secret Enigma happening again, maybe in the next
Division 2.
next season of Division 2, unless Secret make it back up.
Yeah.
Oh shit, who's making backup Division 2?
Yeah,
The
I
real
mean,
deal.
let's talk about this as well. Okay, I got the link here. I'll link you guys.
I'm opening myself.
Yeah,
Always ready.
Yeah, I have it as well.
I see. So you have, you have a quite tense situation if you're an OG fan.
Can't lose.
No, can't lose anymore. And even if you win, I'm not sure it's guaranteed, right? Because you have 3 matches remaining. You can go to 3-5. But both D2 Hustlers, Ancient Tribe, and Secret
Only one loss.
and Alliance, they have all opportunity to go higher than that.
Holy shit. That's scary.
Yeah, it's very scary. But Secret have to play Old.G and they have to play Ancient Tribe, which has implications. D2 Hustlers have to play Alliance and Ancient Tribe. So that's also something.
Yeah. Bless you.
Thank you. And I mean, Alliance, where are we at with those?
I mean, you're playing Alliance, so you get the chance to even it out with them at least, right?
And Secret, to even it out with them. But Ancient Tribe and D2 Hustlers, they will need to tank some losses elsewhere. Praying for Into the Breach and PogChamp to help our brother out. PogChamp, I know it looks rough, bro, but just do us a solid. And
Ancient Tribe is playing against Secret as well, so.
Yes. So there will be another loss involved there.
Well, very funny remark. You remember you had previous podcast we met, and I told you who gonna own the second division, and I told you two last places in Division 2. I said Into the Breach, PogChamp, and then I beat. Maybe I mentioned. Oh my god, such an embarrassment. I know nothing.
I said the same thing. I think I was with you.
It's so embarrassing.
Oh, Ancient Tribe. I didn't see they're a stack of Serbs, man. It's LeBron and the guys. Cool. If they may, I'm cheering for them. Sorry, man. Let's go.
Hey, bro, there's two spots, right? Like the dream could be Ancient Tribe and OG make it. Secret stay Division 2 and have to play Nigma Secret next season.
Dude, Division 2 would have as many viewers as Division 1. Secret Nigma, man.
If this doesn't happen, if OG cannot make it, I hope that Secret stays down in Division 2 with us, and that is going to be Secret OG Nigma Division 2 next time. Oh my god,
Johan. Why don't you old farts, that don't want to retire but still want to play? I'm kidding. Why don't you? But seriously, why don't you make like an oldies tournament of some sort? Like all the good players from back, not necessarily you. Like you're still competing. It's all good. It's all cool. But like we should make a tournament with like burning and stuff, on one side, and I don't even know fear.
I'm thinking about making an older G right now, and then we're going to be older G, old G, Alliance, Secret, Nigma, Division 2. No, but it's a good idea to have I mean, for sure it's going to happen organically at some point. I have no doubt it's going to happen. Yeah.
There's just so many good players that are still kind of around, right? But not really playing anymore, have retired.
For sure. And over all last things, I said even though it's exhausting, even though it's hard, and this Division 2, but I still feel like Dota is on the rise right now. I feel like many people paying attention to Dota much more than previous year maybe. I feel like more tournaments being played, stakes are higher, more LANs. I think patch is coming, and I at least this year I feel like Dota is been going in a nice direction, not in a bad way. Maybe it could have been nicer, for sure. It always can be nicer, but I feel like people gonna be playing more Dota. More users gonna play.
I agree. I think that there's been a rise in youth in Dota, as we can see in the pro scene and stuff. It's really nice to see. And I also have high hopes for the professionalism and things moving in a good direction. I mean, Lizzard, you were also saying some good things before, some things have changed for the better.
Was I? Yeah, they're changing for the better, sure.
No, I mean, you were saying things were good for you because you got more work and there's more Dota being played.
No, of course, right? And let's just hope that the patch doesn't disappoint. That's a big thing, right?
Yes, I think a lot weighs on this one.
Yeah. It's if this patch is kind of a letdown, I don't know. People are really going to be disappointed. But at the same time, I don't know. I have high hopes. I think it's going to be good.
timestamp this someone and spam it to Valve at Twitter, and hopefully they get the memo. And if, you know, if it's really like the Reddit post with the CS:GO and stuff, then yeah, no, please big patch, please good patch.
For sure.
Thank you, Ice Frog.
Ice Frog gonna deliver. I have a feeling. Some insider, you know.
No, well, I think there's a lot to be grateful for, or I know there's a lot to be grateful for. It's been, I would say, good year so far for Dota with how things have gone. I mean, things can always go better, but let's see where it takes us.
I think like you just said, a lot of things to be grateful for in this game. Like from all three of us, I believe, like all of us have had success in Dota in one way or another. Like I remember when Warcraft 3 was out, like the RTS game, I was playing it and trying to be competitive as a 13-year-old. And in like a year or two after competing, I looked at it and I'm like, why am I doing this? I should better study. This shit is gonna die. I should better like play base or something, you know? And I was kind of correct about that game. And, but little did I know, like, you know, that some custom game is gonna grow this big.
Yeah, as long as Valve is supporting the game and like and keeping it alive, I mean, it's the reason why it's been alive for all this time. So I'm excited for April 20th. 420, let's go.
420, yeah.
And it's the first patch since rumors of Ice Frog coming back, right?
Yep.
So we can hype.
True.
We can be hyped.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you read, Corbin wrote somewhere that there are gonna be some new structures. I don't know how he knows it. Maybe bullshit, but already some rumors coming that new.
I think everyone is now inventing stuff, you know, like just new things, new structures. I mean, have you heard of fountains? Like fountains
everywhere. No way they know
them.
anything. First of all, no way they know anything. But I don't know why they're saying this.
What do you mean? Like there are Discord channels out there that are sharing some Pentagon files.
I think I think the three of us should try and start our own rumor. Whoever gets like the most tweets, retweets, or whatever is the winner. Next time we meet.
Maybe you guys haven't heard, but this is serious now. Like, what's very interesting is there are two biggest changes. Like, it's not gonna be a 5 versus 5 anymore. Like, we're gonna have another player, and the coaches will be able to just instantly step in a player's. If the player is not playing well, you just switch up for him. That's it.
Mm-hmm. I heard that coaches can now join the team in the game, but they're limited to only pings. They can only ping. That's the only type of communication they're allowed. There's like 3 different types of pings though, so you can
a question mark
like a Morse code, you know?
Yeah. dot
I mean, my idea, triple coach gonna be added, and we're all gonna coach OG with like 50 people.
It's gonna be 50 man roster, like in American football, you're gonna have the whole fucking crowd with you, you know? Yeah.
Something like that. Something like that.
Yeah. Well, that's a wrap. That's it for this time. Thank you guys for joining. It was very nice. Very nice chats.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Yeah, good laughs, good times, and see you guys in 4 days in the server.
Easy.
It's gonna be full riot. It's gonna be worse than Paris if there's no patch. It's like the whole.
Nah, it's impossible. Just think about it. It's impossible. It's gonna be a patch, 100%.
100%. You heard it here. Okay. Thanks, everybody.